The Teeny Tiny Ghost and the Monster by Kate Winters, illustrated by Lynn Munziker. Listen up, said the teacher to the teeny tiny class. The Spook and Spirit Club is sponsoring a contest for all the ghosts in our teeny tiny school. A contest, squeaked the timid teeny tiny ghost. It's a Make a Monster contest just in time for Halloween. They're looking for a monster that no one has ever seen, said the teeny tiny teacher with a great big grin. Yay, cheered the ghost in the teeny tiny class. Then they shouted their ideas one by one. A monster that is hairy, one that you'd be scared to eat. A monster that is fierce with fangs that has too many feet. And one that gobbles girls for breakfast, boys for lunch, and cats for trick-or-treat, added Buster with a big bad grin. Oh no, cried the teeny tiny ghost. He sat very straight in his teeny tiny seat and clutched his teeny tiny black cats. With big black markers and paint as red as blood, the little ghost in the class began to draw, but the teeny tiny ghost put his teeny tiny head down on his teeny tiny desk. How could he make a monster that was horrible and hairy? That would be too scary, like a nightmare come true. What a whip, whispered Wilma. What a teeny tiny twerp. He's a baby, mocked Buster in a whiny baby voice. Goo goo boo 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 baby boo. He shot a rubber band at the teeny tiny ghost. Time's up, said the teacher as she put away the paints. Take your monsters home with you and finish them tonight. Tomorrow we will hang them all and give ourselves a fright. Where's yours? Whispered Wilma to the teeny tiny ghost. Didn't do it. Too bad. Bet the teacher will be mad. You're the only one who won't be in the contest. Don't give up. Never quit, said the teeny tiny teacher as she hugged the timid teeny tiny ghost. I know you can do it if you put your mind to it, she whispered in his teeny tiny ear. The teeny tiny ghost sighed a teeny tiny sigh and picked up his two black cats. Then they started flying home over teeny tiny town. But Buster and Wilma flew right behind them, diving in, diving out, up and over, round about, till the teeny tiny ghost felt dizzy. Down, down he flew to the teeny tiny dump and hid underneath an old clock. Soccer practice, shouted Wilma as she looked at her watch. Buster, we'll be late. It's time to go. Bye-bye, baby boo, Buster called as they flew off, and they zoomed off to the teeny tiny park. Whew, said the teeny tiny ghost. They're gone. And he and his cats looked around. There was raggy, saggy sofas, springs and wires out of place, and a teeny tiny clock with one hand upon his face. There were checkers but no game boards, no brooms but lots of mops. There were cages but no songbirds. There was cartons and no tops. The teeny tiny ghost gave a teeny tiny giggle as he saw what his cats had in mind. Here's a monster in the making. We can do this after all. The teeny tiny ghost found bits and pieces that he wanted. He stacked them and he packed them in a box without a lid, and he flew home to his teeny tiny house. All afternoon till the moon rode high, the teeny tiny ghost and his teeny tiny cats worked in his teeny tiny house. He drilled and they hammered with a rap, rap, rap. He poked and they pounded with a tap, tap, tap. He twisted and they turned the wires tight in place. Then the teeny tiny ghost finally made his monster face. On Halloween morning at teeny tiny school, some very scary creatures peered down from the wall. That's mine, boasted Buster. It's the biggest, meanest one of all. And when the teeny tiny ghost and his cats flew in, they pulled and pushed their monster down the hall. Monster bounced on its springs with a bing, bang, bong. The teeny tiny ghost took a teeny tiny bow. I made a friendly monster out of parts from the dump. It can stand, it can boing, it makes me laugh. Buster smirked, Wilma snickered, and then Buster spoke very softly so the teacher wouldn't hear. Who ever heard of a monster made of parts from the dump? It wouldn't scare a baby. It's a teeny tiny chump. All morning long, the teeny tiny ghost wondered who would win the monster contest. They wiggled, they giggled, they couldn't keep still. At recess, the teeny tiny teacher stood guard by the teeny tiny door. No one could peek, and at last she jangled her teeny tiny bell. The teeny tiny ghost lined up inside. They marched to the teeny tiny hall. There were bright satin ribbons from the Spook and Spirit Club. Yellow for the monster, whose eyes glared red and glittered. Red for the one for the lips that snarled and sneered. But the big blue ribbon, the prize for being the best, and never seen before, was on the friendly monster's chest. Clap, clap, clap sounded up and down the hall. Was that some of that clapping from the monsters on the wall? The teeny tiny ghost gave a big thumbs up and beamed at his two black cats. I knew we could do it if we put our minds to it, and we won the blue ribbon after all. The end.